This person is making a very big decision about you right now. You should listen very carefully because what I am about to tell you might be happening inside someone's mind silently and secretly at this very moment. You might not even know it is happening. There is someone out there who has been thinking about you much more intensely than they are willing to admit to themselves. You might feel disconnected from them or feel like there is a lot of distance and confusion between you. On the surface, things might seem very quiet and unclear, but what you do not realize is that this person is standing at one of the most important emotional crossroads of their entire life. The decision they are facing is not a small thing. It is not light or something they are doing without thinking. It is a deep decision about you. It is not just about your name or your messages or the memories you shared, but about you as a soul and a presence in their world. You are someone who entered their life with real meaning and weight. They are looking deep inside themselves and asking if they should step forward or step away. They are wondering if they should choose you or choose to stay with their fears. They are contemplating whether to hold on or to let go. This is a decision that deserves careful consideration and cannot be overlooked. It cannot be buried away because your presence is integral to their narrative. You are a chapter they cannot conclude without understanding the essence of their own identity. At this moment, this individual grapples with an internal struggle. While they may appear completely composed externally, attending work, socializing with friends, and offering smiles as if all is well, internally, their experience is vastly different. The thoughts of you resurface unexpectedly, often in the quiet hours of late night or early morning, prompting them to engage in deep reflection. They ponder whether choosing you could alter the course of their future and grow uneasy at the prospect of losing you forever should they remain passive. Concurrently, they fear that taking any action could lead to failure once more. Many fail to grasp that silence does not equate to lack of emotion. Rather, it often signifies profound fear. Some individuals refrain from displaying their feelings due to their apprehension of losing control. Others hesitate to pursue love because they have yet to comprehend safety within it. Their uncertainty does not stem from a lack of care for you, but from the perception that caring carries risks. There is a well-known notion that one's true purpose lies where their fears reside. You represent a challenge that this person can no longer evade. Their heart is drawn to you, reminding them of the comfort and understanding they experienced in your presence. They recall the serenity felt with you amidst the chaos of the world. While their heart recalls the sense of self they had around you, their mind resists such emotions, conjuring past hurt and mistakes to caution against vulnerability. This internal conflict highlights the tension between their aspirations and their need for security, placing you at the core of this struggle. Not every encounter has a lasting impact, as many individuals serve merely as temporary distractions or brief lessons. However, your influence has penetrated much deeper. You did not simply attract them. You instigated a change within them, awakening dormant feelings without aggression. You gently encouraged them to confront aspects of themselves previously unexamined, igniting both their longing and their fears simultaneously. Hence, the weight of the decision looms heavily over them. Choosing you necessitates personal growth, a process often perceived as threatening to the ego. There is a saying that the most significant accomplishment one can achieve is to become their authentic self. You subtly invited them onto that path, an invitation they sensed even if they lacked the words to articulate it. In your presence, they felt a heightened sense of authenticity and honesty. Such a connection does not simply dissipate when communication ceases, which explains why they have not forgotten you. Your name continues to resonate and elicit profound feelings within them. You are not merely a background noise in their life. You represented meaning, comfort, and direction. Discovering such significance compels individuals to confront their inner selves. There exists a powerful truth. Unless one brings hidden thoughts into conscious awareness, they will dictate one's life, mistaken for fate. This individual now stands at the brink of that realization, beginning to understand that inaction is still a decision. They recognize that prolonged silence could have repercussions, potentially leading to your absence from their life. Furthermore, they understand that someone else may see and appreciate your worth and seize the opportunity without hesitation. They are becoming acutely aware that the value they failed to acknowledge might not be everlasting. Simultaneously, past experiences continue to haunt them. Their fragile state of mind is often less about you and more about the ghosts of their prior encounters. There is an unspoken fear lurking within them, the fear of inadequacy in relation to you. Profound love can evoke insecurity. When something immensely valuable is at stake, self-doubt tends to rear its head. They ponder whether they can embody the person this connection demands. This ongoing decision is developing quietly and invisibly. While they attach great importance to your presence, how you conduct yourself and honor your own worth holds significant weight. There are times when someone finally opts for you precisely at the moment you cease to wait for their decision. What you resist persists, yet what you embrace can transform you. The most impactful changes occur when you stop putting your life on hold for someone entrenched in confusion. This marks the beginning of your power. As they remain entrapped in cyclical thoughts, an internal shift is already underway. With each recollection of moments shared with you, how you listened and granted them space without demands, they begin to grasp that this connection was neither accident nor coincidence. They acknowledge that you embody emotional honesty and depth, serving as a mirror reflecting both who they are and who they might become. Such mirrors often evoke discomfort, particularly for those unready to confront their true selves. This explains their oscillation. One moment, they yearn to approach you fearlessly, and the next, they retreat, finding solace in distance. They might believe that time will mend things, yet time does not erase connections of this magnitude. It only sharpens their clarity. They perceive the emptiness of life without you, as your presence has irreversibly altered their inner landscape. They now contemplate responsibility, questioning their ability to be there for you consistently. They ponder if they can maintain emotional availability and safeguard this bond rather than risking its destruction when confronted with fear. These weighty inquiries necessitate a level of maturity. Choosing you means rejecting half-hearted attempts and vagueness. They understand you are not inclined to navigate uncertainty or engage in eternal waiting. Choosing you requires a commitment to integrity, a point of hesitation for those who genuinely care. They realize that to integrate fully into your life, they must evolve, and evolution involves accountability, a process inherently accompanied by discomfort, a line they currently tread. They sense changes within you as well. Even amid silence, a shift in your energy is palpable. You are no longer pursuing them or over-explaining yourself. Your newfound groundedness and self-focus evoke unease within them. Once one ceases to chase, the other loses a sense of control. As you dedicate yourself to moving forward, your inherent worth remains undiminished by their indecision, creating a sense of urgency within them. They begin to envisage you with another or simply envision your peaceful progression forward. That possibility catalyzes their realization of the depth of their attachment to you, inciting a fear of rejection and worries about disappointing you or reopening old wounds. Often, individuals freeze, believing that remaining stationary equates to neutrality, yet it merely serves as a means of evading reality. Even in avoidance, choices are made. With each passing day without courageous action, they experience the weight of regret and the tension of something significant being overlooked. They are learning that distractions cannot substitute for your presence. Silence no longer provides solace, only prolongation of discomfort. They are awakening to the understanding that evading feelings has become untenable. They recognize the hollowness of safety devoid of depth. The query has shifted from whether they harbor feelings for you to whether they possess the courage to honor those feelings. Your responsibility lies in aligning with your truth. There is no need to convince them of anything. Your power emanates from prioritizing your growth. Whether they choose to come forward now or at a later time, the most vital transformations are occurring within you. When you prioritize your own self-worth, you cease to engage in debates about your value. Individuals will either elevate themselves to your level or step aside. Both results contribute to your personal growth. Those who engage in introspection are the ones who truly awaken. The stakes are rising, as this now pertains to their identity. By choosing yourself, you are embracing a new mode of existence and establishing a higher standard for your relationships. This can be quite daunting. Some individuals may find comfort in desiring someone from afar, but the reality of a relationship can intimidate them. When a connection is as profound as yours, it necessitates authenticity. At this point, individuals may attempt to sabotage it intentionally or find excuses related to timing. They may rationalize their actions while being driven by fear. Ultimately, they are apprehensive about failing at something significant. You resonate with their core, leading them to question their ability to fulfill your needs. They contemplate their capacity to be consistent and dependable. Choosing you signifies that they can no longer conceal themselves. They must be fully visible and accountable for their choices. This level of exposure can be terrifying for those who have consistently shielded themselves, yet they also witness your strength. They recognize that you are not disintegrating in their absence, and you are not pleading for their attention. You embody your own worth, which makes you irresistible. They reminisce about the feelings they had when they were with you, comparing everyone else to you, and finding no one quite matches. Authenticity leaves an indelible impression. They are beginning to understand that evading the connection does not alleviate their feelings. The possibility of you moving on is becoming increasingly real for them. They envision you finding happiness with someone who doesn't hesitate, which evokes a keen sense of regret. They are troubled at the thought of losing something rare due to their own fear of taking action. This prompts them to ask direct questions of themselves. They wonder if their fear is costing them a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Clarity is emerging because you have illuminated their patterns of avoidance. You are not required to linger in uncertainty. Your responsibility is to cultivate a life that resonates with you. When they perceive that they might lose access to you as you evolve, their decisions become more decisive. They realize that you are no longer available for trivial games. They must either step forward with a genuine plan or retreat and let go. There is no sustainable middle ground. Destiny responds to this dynamic. Relationships that are meant to flourish will find a way through the fear. Those that are meant to serve as lessons will fade when growth ceases. Presently, energy is building, and soon something will shift in reality. A message or a decisive choice. Until that moment arrives, maintain your sense of worth. When you cease to negotiate your value, the world aligns with your stance. The pressure is now on them as life holds them accountable. Their indecision becomes a source of exhaustion. They are realizing they must confront their darkness to discover the light. You have become a mirror, allowing them to see themselves with newfound clarity. They are questioning whether they are living a life governed by fear or a life rooted in truth. They sense that you are no longer waiting, which intensifies the urgency. They understand that to be with you, they must be genuine. This is when they must either muster courage or remain stagnant. Regardless, the truth will emerge. You are reclaiming your tranquility. Love cannot be earned. It is something you allow when you are in harmony with yourself. When you stop diminishing yourself for others, everything becomes clear. The outcome is imminent. If they advance, it will be with a true purpose. If they withdraw, It will be because they have reached their limits. Both paths will reveal the truth. You are no longer suspended in doubt. You are rooted in your own identity. Silence is no longer neutral. It represents a final answer. Love is about mutual understanding. If someone is meant for you, no fear will deter them. Conversely, if they choose not to pursue you, it simply indicates your next direction. The most pivotal decision was always the one you made regarding yourself. Welcome to Psych Lens. If this resonates with you, comment clarity. Doing so signifies your choice for respect over confusion. Subscribe for more insights and share this with someone who may benefit from hearing it today. As the energy between you builds to a climax, a new phase will commence where the burdens of the past begin to lose their grip on the present. This individual is entering a stage of profound reflection, weighing the safety of their current life against the vibrant possibilities that a life with you offers. They are starting to realize that the barriers they constructed for security are also the same barriers that keep them in solitude. The silence they previously used as armor has now transformed into a mirror that reflects their deepest desires. They are coming to understand that each day they opt to remain hidden is another day lost in their quest for genuine understanding. This moment signifies a turning point where their internal conflict evolves into an external awareness. They observe your purposeful and self-respecting demeanor, and this becomes a magnetic influence. The question is no longer whether you are suitable for them. They already recognize you are. The focus now shifts to whether they are prepared to be suitable for you. They are pondering whether they possess the strength to release the versions of themselves that were shaped by trauma and defensiveness. They can see that you have undertaken the journey of healing and personal growth, and they feel an intrinsic desire to match your progress. This is not a competition. Rather, it is a wish to align with your energy so they do not remain tethered to the old self they are outgrowing. As this transformation unfolds, you may notice subtle signs of their presence re-emerging in your life. It may manifest as a brief interaction, a simple check-in, or a noticeable shift in how they engage with you. These occurrences are not mere coincidences. They are evaluations they are making to see if they can withstand the intensity of the connection once more. They are tentatively exploring vulnerability to determine if it is safe to fully immerse themselves. Your role during this period is to remain firmly rooted in your own power and peace. There is no need for you to reach out or bridge the gap for them. That gap is theirs to traverse, and the only way they will acquire the courage to do so is by recognizing that you are a destination worthy of the journey. This segment of the journey signifies the ultimate dissolution of ego. They are reconciling the realization that they cannot dictate the outcome and that love demands a leap of faith. They are transitioning from analytical thoughts to an authentic state of being. They are learning that no logical argument can resolve a matter of the soul. The decision is crystallizing in the most silent corners of their heart. Soon, the internal pressure will become overwhelming, and the silence will need to shatter. Whether this culminates in a new beginning together or a concluding understanding of why changes were necessary, you stand on the brink of a significant breakthrough. You are prepared because you have already chosen yourself. The universe is merely catching up to the choice you have made to become whole. This individual is entering a profound stage of introspection, reflecting on the safety of their current existence versus the vibrant possibilities that a life shared with you could offer. They are beginning to understand that the protective barriers they erected to shield themselves are, paradoxically, the same barriers that have led to their loneliness. The silence that once served as a protective shield has transformed into a mirror, revealing their deepest needs. They are recognizing that every day they choose to remain hidden is a day they forfeit the chance to be genuinely understood. This marks a pivotal moment where their internal struggle manifests as an external awareness. They observe your purposeful and self-respecting approach to life, and it exerts a magnetic pull on them. The question has shifted from whether you are right for them, they already know you are, to whether they are prepared to be right for you. They find themselves contemplating if they possess the fortitude to let go of the older versions of themselves, which were shaped by pain and the instinct to protect. They see that you have already undertaken the journey of healing and growth, igniting a deep desire within them to catch up. This is not a matter of competition. Rather, it reflects a yearning to align with your frequency, so they do not remain trapped in a world they are outgrowing. As this transformation unfolds, you may notice subtle signs of their presence re-emerging in your life, perhaps a brief interaction or a change in how they present themselves to you. These gestures are not mere coincidences. They represent tests they are conducting to gauge their readiness to reconnect. They are probing the waters of vulnerability to assess the safety of diving back into the connection. Your role during this period is to maintain your own strength and tranquility. You need not reach out to steady them or bridge any gaps. That task is theirs alone. The distance is something they must traverse, and only by recognizing that you are a destination worth the journey will they muster the courage to do so. This segment of their journey is about the final dissolution of their ego. They are coming to accept that they cannot control outcomes, and that love necessitates a leap of faith. They are evolving from a state of contemplation to one of authentic being. They realize that logic cannot resolve matters of the heart. The decision is crystallizing in the quietest corners of their heart. Soon, the internal pressure will become too great to contain, and the silence will inevitably shatter. Whether this culminates in a new beginning together or a newfound understanding of the reasons for change, you are poised on the brink of a significant breakthrough. You are prepared because you have already made the choice to prioritize yourself. The universe is merely aligning with the decision you have already made to embrace wholeness. As this pressure builds, this individual is moving beyond mere contemplation and into the realm of feeling the repercussions of their inaction. They are beginning to realize that the space between you has transformed from a sanctuary into a void, consuming the potential of what could have been. They are observing their life, noting that while everything seems stable, it also feels stagnant. The vibrancy is dulled, and interactions with others lack depth. They are undergoing a psychological awakening, where the more they attempt to push thoughts of you away, the more central you become in their daily experience. You have become the person they yearn to share good news with and seek solace from during difficult times. This realization is guiding them toward complete honesty with themselves. They are acknowledging that their pride was merely a facade for their insecurities. They realize that in trying to guard their heart, they have inadvertently starved it. This period is profoundly lonely for them, as they grapple with the person they were and the person they must evolve into to reach you. They are reassessing their past relationships and, for the first time, seeing clearly why those connections faltered. It was not solely due to misfortune or poor timing, but rather their own fear of being truly seen. You are the first individual who has made the prospect of visibility feel like a gift rather than a threat, which is why walking away is no longer an option for them. You will soon witness the fruits of their internal labor. When they finally break the silence, it will not be with trivial conversation or excuses, but rather with a weightiness and sincerity that was previously absent. They are preparing to offer you something more profound than mere words. They are ready to present a version of themselves that is healed and prepared to commit. They recognize that you have ascended to a higher level of self-worth and understand that they cannot approach you with their old patterns. They await the moment when their courage eclipses their fear, and that moment is closer than you might imagine. You can sense the shift in energy around you. The ultimate truth of this journey is that the distance was essential for both parties. It fostered your own strength and allowed them to uncover their own depth. You are no longer two individuals ensnared in a cycle of confusion, but rather two people being prepared for a genuine encounter. Keep focusing on your own path and happiness, as that light is precisely what will guide them through the darkness. The narrative is progressing towards a resolution that honors the growth you have both achieved. You have already triumphed by rediscovering yourself in solitude, and now the world is merely catching up to that victory. As the remaining pieces of this internal puzzle align, this individual is gradually grasping that the waiting game is no longer about them, but rather about the window of opportunity closing. They are beginning to see that you have cultivated a beautiful, fulfilling life without needing their consent or presence. This realization is both painful and enlightening for them. It is painful because it reinforces that they are not the center of your universe. However, it is inspiring because it highlights the kind of strength they aspire to inhabit. They have reached a point where they are mentally rehearsing what to say to you, replaying various scenarios in their mind in search of the right words that will not only explain their absence, but also honor your worth. They are grappling with the fear that they may be too late. They scrutinize your social media and hear updates about your life from others, wondering if someone else has already claimed the space they vacated. This fear serves as a potent catalyst, pushing them to abandon overthinking and take action. They realize that perfection is not what you seek. Rather, you desire authenticity. They are beginning to understand that, by waiting for the ideal moment, they have overlooked countless opportunities. An urgent desire now permeates their daily life, making it increasingly difficult to concentrate on anything else. They stand at a breaking point, where remaining distant causes more pain than the risk of rejection from you. When they finally act, it will likely stem from a moment of sudden clarity, perhaps a late-night revelation or an epiphany amidst an otherwise busy day, prompting them to express what they can no longer contain. They will approach you not to ask for something, but to offer something significant, a genuine acknowledgement of who you are and the importance of this connection. They have spent this time in darkness learning how to appreciate the light, and you are that light. They are ready to convey that the silence was never due to a lack of care, but rather stemmed from the depth of their feelings.